Good evening. A major shift in global trade has just been announced. Director General Evelyn Carney has authorized $22 billion in new tariffs on U.S. imports. This is a dramatic escalation in ongoing trade disputes, targeting key sectors like agriculture and manufacturing. The move follows months of tense, behind-the-scenes negotiations and signals a tougher stance on what Carney's organization calls unfair U.S. trade practices. The tariffs are a direct response to U.S. policies that other nations argue have harmed their economies. Financial markets reacted instantly, with uncertainty rippling through boardrooms and trading floors. American businesses now face new hurdles exporting their products, adding volatility to an already fragile global recovery. The timing is critical as countries worldwide reconsider their economic alliances. The world is watching. Will the U.S. negotiate, or will this spark a new round of retaliatory tariffs? Carney's decision draws a clear line, forcing the U.S. into a pivotal moment. The next steps will shape the future of global trade. The stakes are high. The coming days will determine the direction of the world economy. Who is Evelyn Carney? She's the new Director General of the World Trade Organization, known for her tough, decisive leadership. Carney's appointment was meant to revitalize the WTO, which has struggled to enforce its rules. Her first major act, authorizing these tariffs as a collective response to U.S. trade policies. For years, the U.S. has used tariffs to protect its industries, sparking disputes with China, the EU, and others. The WTO, under Carney, argues that U.S. subsidies and Buy American rules violate global agreements. After failed negotiations, the WTO authorized member nations to impose countermeasures, hence the $22 billion in tariffs. This isn't just one country acting alone, it's a coalition using the WTO's own rules. The U.S. now faces formal sanctions from the very body meant to regulate global trade. Carney is challenging the U.S. approach, forcing a confrontation over the principles of free and fair trade. This sets the stage for a major clash. The world is watching to see if the U.S. will adapt or escalate. Carney's move is bold, and its impact will be felt worldwide. The future of the global trading system hangs in the balance. Carney's office frames the tariffs as a rebalancing measure, not punishment. The WTO says U.S. policies, especially in agriculture and aerospace, have distorted global markets for years. Subsidies let American companies undercut foreign competitors, prompting formal complaints and a WTO investigation. The panel found the U.S. in violation of its trade obligations and asked for changes, but the response was unsatisfactory. The $22 billion in tariffs matches the estimated economic harm caused by U.S. policies. Supporters say this defends the integrity of the global trading system, showing that even powerful nations must follow the rules. Critics warn it could push the U.S. to withdraw from the WTO, risking a collapse of the global order. Some argue the dispute process is biased and that more tariffs will only fuel protectionism. Despite controversy, Carney is betting that a firm stance is needed to bring the U.S. back to the table. The message, the rules apply to everyone. Smaller nations see this as overdue protection against a dominant trading partner. The world now faces a test of the WTO's authority. The outcome could reshape international commerce. Former President Trump's response was immediate and fierce. He called the tariffs an attack on America and labeled Carney an unelected globalist. Trump rejects the WTO's findings, framing the issue as national sovereignty versus global governance. He argues that international bodies shouldn't dictate U.S. economic policy. Trump sees the global system as rigged against America, and his tariffs as a necessary correction. He accuses Carney of siding with rivals like China and the EU, and urges U.S. leaders to reject the WTO's authority. This is a clash of ideologies, Carney's rules-based order versus Trump's economic nationalism. Trump's approach is confrontation, not negotiation, threatening escalation. The divide is stark, and the risk of a global trade war is real. The world must now choose between cooperation and confrontation. The new tariffs will hit American businesses and consumers. Exporters face higher costs and lost sales. Consumers could see prices rise if the U.S. retaliates. The government has options: challenge the WTO, negotiate policy changes, or escalate with more tariffs. Each path carries risks, especially escalation, which could damage the global economy. This isn't just about trade policy, it affects jobs, prices, and economic stability for everyone. A prolonged dispute could slow growth, disrupt supply chains, and strain international alliances. The decisions made now will have real consequences for families and businesses. This is a test of the post-war global order and the rules that govern trade. Will the future be one of cooperation or nationalist competition? The outcome will define the global economy for years to come. The stakes could not be higher.